Paul, and I just wanted to do a VHS topic, and I didn't do a review just because I didn't have the time to watch another video, but my next review is going to be Meat Cleaver Massacre under the Catalina Home Video label, so that's what that will be. This topic will be, as the title of this video suggests, VHS ripoffs. And what do I mean by a VHS ripoff? I don't mean a VHS that is trying to be sold for like $70 or $80. We see those pop up time to time. I'm talking about a seller that will sell their VHSs for a ridiculous amount of money. And this is dangerous for us collectors, and some of us collectors might even be making the problem worse and not knowing it. Now, like I said, there are these sellers like Movie Mark. This guy is selling VHSs for a ridiculous amount of money. I think the highest priced one is like $300. Now, don't get me wrong, I've bought stuff from Movie Mark before. I've gotten a big box Parasite Wizard video for like $9 or $10, which I thought was a good price. But some of them are just ridiculously far out there, the prices. For example, TerraVision. Now, I've had two TerraVisions, and I sold a double, and I sold it on Amazon, I think, for like $15 or $20. It took me 2 weeks to try to sell it for that much. It's not worth $50. And the sad thing about that is that if that's the only one that's on eBay, someone will probably come along and pay for it, and that's what Movie Mark is hoping for. He knows the price is ridiculous. He's just hoping that the right person will come along. What if another seller has TerraVision? He has TerraVision, and he wants to know how much he should start the first bidding off on eBay. And when he comes across Movie Mark's listing for $50, he's going to think, oh, this VHS is worth $50. Maybe I can get it for $45. So he's going to list it for $45 on eBay. And what does that do? That causes the price of that VHS to go skyrocket all the way up. And it's not worth that much. People can list VHS prices wherever they want with Buy It Nows in their video store, eBay store. But that doesn't mean that's what it's worth. TerraVision will probably go up to on eBay for like $20, maybe 15, $20. It's not worth $40. So that's Movie Mark. Movie Mark is a ripoff. He actually sold a VHS on there, a cut box VHS of a movie called Beyond Death's Door, I believe, for over $200. And I saw that same exact VHS on Amazon in a non-cut box for $30. People they just buy things. So what a seller might do is, if I have like toxic zombies and I'm trying to sell toxic zombies on eBay and I want to see how much I'm going to get for it, if there's no active listings for it, I could just go to the left hand column and click completed listings, and it'll tell me how much it has went for in the past. So if I see someone sold toxic zombies for like $200, I might think it's worth $200 when in fact it's not. And this is why it's dangerous. And you guys, speaking to you collectors like me, do not spend $50 on a VHS that is only worth $10, because you're making it worse for everybody. Don't do it. Another guy, and this guy's even worse, and I've seen him on eBay for years. It's this guy, the username on eBay is Rare Movie Poster. The guy's cheapest VHS is $42, okay? He has videos on there that I have, of course. One of them is Trauma, the VHS Wizard Big Box. He's trying to sell it for, I think, $80. Okay, now I bought mine on an active listing on eBay. Starting bid was $9.99, and I was the only bidder, and I got it for $9.99. That movie is not worth $80. This is called price gouging. Some might call it supply and demand. I call it price gouging. He knows it's not worth it. What would make him think it's worth that much? He knows it's not worth that much, but he's hoping that the right person will come along and see his when there's no other ones active. It's not worth that much. A lot of these people's store description, their eBay store, like Movie Mark or Rare Movie Poster, they claim to be these expert collectors who've been collecting for years. I don't know if Movie Mark does, but I'm pretty sure Rare Movie Poster does. But who are they to say what these VHSs are worth? I've been collecting for about 7 or 8 years, and I know that Trauma is not worth $82. They claim to be these experts on VHSs or movie posters, but it's obvious. People know it's not worth that much. He is just trying to take advantage of people, and this is a horrible thing. I think it's unethical. It's not, I wouldn't call it supply and demand. I'd call it price gouging and trying to take advantage of people. The best way, like I said, the best way to know how much a VHS is worth is just see what it goes for on auction. Of course, there are different factors that affect the price of a VHS, how much it will go for on eBay, such as the time the listing ends. Obviously, if it ends in the middle of the night, it's not going to go for as much. Or the time of the year, sometimes weird things like this. Or the starting bid. I've noticed that if I start one of my bids at 99 cents, it will go up for more money than if I started a VHS at $20. This is true. All these things affect it, but generally, a VHS like Trauma, in the general sense, I think would go for about $15 to $20. The market's just my opinion. Not $82. Guy's crazy. And there's this guy on Amazon, right? I don't know what this guy's problem is, but he's trying to sell a big box of Boarding House, Paragon Big Box, for 2,500 and something dollars. What is wrong with this guy? Now this guy he has all of his listings are for about $500, $2,000, $100 for a VHS that's not even rare. The Boarding House Big Box, granted it's rare, but is it worth $2,500? No. The scary thing about that is that he actually has feedback, a couple, not many, because I don't think anyone would be ridiculous enough to spend that much for a VHS, but he has a couple feedback, and that's kind of scary, because that's kind of telling me that someone, or at least one or two people, have spent maybe $500 or $2,000 on a VHS, and I don't know, it's just kind of weird to me. So yeah, that's my rant about VHS ripoffs. So beware of Movie Mark. Not entirely, he does have a few good deals. Most of them not so, trying to rip you off. Another one, beware of Rare Movie Poster. Another guy trying to take advantage of people. And if you're a dedicated collector, do not go into an eBay store and spend $82 on a big box like Trauma. It's not good for the collecting world. It's just raising the prices incredibly high. And you know how I explained it to you. You know, if another seller wants to sell Trauma, he's going to see that one that sold for $82 and we're all screwed. So try to back off from that, guys, alright? And that's pretty much my rant. And like I said, my next review will be Meat Cleaver Massacre.